HYPO2 is my company. We facilitate athletic training camps at altitude. We support our athletes and teams, physiological, massage, chiropractic, whatever they need while they're here. We help them prepare for their camp before they get here, and we also facilitate hotels, transportation to and from airports, whatever that team needs. The concept behind high altitude training, I'm a sport physiologist. Higher altitude and there's less oxygen available, and it starts a response to create more red blood cells. Your body says, hey, there's not enough oxygen and we need to do something. And so it initiates the creation of more red blood cells. And when they go back to a lower altitude, they have more red blood cells. They can be faster, they can be stronger, they can, whatever it is they're here training for. There's a number of altitude locations in the world. Flagstaff kind of stands out for a couple reasons. One is that we have an Olympic pool available at altitude, which has become really popular. Because of the geography of Arizona, you can leave Flagstaff and you can drive for 30 minutes and be at a lower altitude, which comes into play for a lot of training programs. The athlete wants to be at altitude to get more red blood cells, as I talked about earlier, but every now and then they like to go lower so they can train faster because it's harder to run fast at altitude because there's less oxygen available. So they can drive down to Sedona or Cottonwood and get on the track and do a workout and pop back up to Flagstaff and continue making more red blood cells. Right now we have British swimming here, about half their team's in Turkey, and the other half is here training in Flagstaff.
Flagstaff's, I think I've been here 8 times maybe now. I think I've done about 10 altitude camps. I think 8 of them have been here. So I really like coming back here. There's always a lot to do.
I have been to the Grand Canyon. This is our 5th time here. So my first time was last January in 2023, and we went to the Grand Canyon then, and it was obviously spectacular. It was snowing when we were there, and it was the only thing that we could say. It looked like it was just a movie backdrop. It didn't look like it was real because it's just so huge and spectacular.
Been here, I think this is my 12th or 13th time up here in Flagstaff. So yeah, I know the town a little bit now. I always really enjoy it coming out here. Obviously the altitude is a massive factor, but I think also getting to come away with, I don't always train with these other British swimmers day in and day out.
I frequent a lot of the cafes and the coffee shops. Like, that's what we do on our afternoons off. We'll just go sit in a coffee shop for a few hours, and we've definitely got our favourite restaurants that we visit every time we're here.
It's been great being here in May. It's one of our last little blocks before the Olympic cycle. So yeah, it's a great foundation for the cycle ahead.
There's a little added pressure right before Olympics or right before World Championships where we got to make sure everything's clicking right. Quite a few medals come out of this camp. HYPO2's tagline is turning thin air into gold, and the athletes love that because they're here training for the Olympics. That's what they're here for, gold.